Hello and good morning, and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobbie. I am from Australia. That's why it is the morning. Usually I do lives on Thursday morning in Brisbane, but this week, I was actually moving. So we are doing a live today. And I'm going to channel some messages through and also do some tarot. And I hope that the little doggies are going to behave themselves. Hey! Oh, I hope that you can't hear that. Shh. Shh. That's little Bailey. I'll show you Bailey. So this is a brand new house that I'm house sitting for at the moment. So I'm not sure how they're going to react. So it's all learning. There's Bailey, if you wanted to see what he looks like. You want to come up and say hello? You want to come up and say hello? This is Bailey. He's been shaven. He's a little Pomeranian, been shaven. So say hello. I only just met him yesterday. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful, aren't you? Okay, but you have to hop down. Okay. We'll see how this goes because they are a bit of a barker dog. Oh my gosh. Okay. Shh. In any case, it was all quiet and then I started talking and he started barking. Shh. Hey, enough. Right, let's get into this. So I wanted to move more into understanding the awakening process and where we're at right now because there's such a huge, there's been a shift this whole year, obviously, but what's really going on, because some of us are like, am I stuck? And some of us are like, oh my God, everything's coming at me. And there's a specific reason why this is happening, depending on whether you're more feminine based or whether you're more masculine based, the work that you've done and where you're going. So I want to discuss this so that we can move through it. And we're going to also ask the tarot how to help ourselves in these moments, whether you are more masculine based or feminine based. And I kind of do want to split it up into that because it does depend on which one you are as to how you're going to actually flow through this. But if you're more masculine based, you're probably more likely not to be watching something like this, or you're just starting to watch something like this. You're just curious about it. So I will bring it up. Plus, in the future, this video might end up getting out there. You never know. Hey, Sky, good to see you. Yalove and Zen in the chat bar, good to see you. Yes, new home for a month. And then I'm off to another home, which I've already sorted out, which I'll be looking after a little ragdoll cat. So yeah, everything's working out for me. Boom, 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 boom. It's just going very, very well. I ask and I'm receiving. So that's how it's working. Right. So I wanted to first touch base with the feminine side. The feminine side at this moment is going through kind of a lull, a quiet, a transitional lull. It's like a void. It's like a nothing's really moving kind of a phase where you've done all this shadow work and then you're in a waiting game. They're showing me a void where you're just waiting, because when we start to align ourselves to the void, there has to be a process that you go through as a human, especially if you're more feminine based, where you just sit in a nothingness and you kind of end up having to accept that. And when you are in acceptance of it, that's when you start to really pull through what the soul wants, really understand what the soul is asking to activate or move towards, have the adventure of that story in your life. And because the feminine side of ourselves has been pretty much shut down by the masculine, saying, well, you're not going to be accepted in this world if you are all of that, then it's now taken back its power enough to be able to sit in the void, because some of the shadow work has been done. And I'm not going to say all of the shadow work, because we're all in different places with this, but there is a lot of us at the moment that is almost sitting in this void, and we're in waiting. We're also waiting for the masculine to adjust, because it's like if the masculine has finally got to its point, a point within itself where it realizes it didn't know all the answers. It thought it knew all the answers. So it was only looking outside itself and working with the physical and all that sort of stuff. And anything that didn't match that, it just poo-pooed. And, you know, magic doesn't really happen, that sort of thing. And so now it is starting to realize, well, the masculine side of ourselves is starting to realize that it needs to release the fact that it doesn't know all the answers, and then accept or open up to magic coming in. And it doesn't understand how it's going to work, because our masculine side is more practical. You know, if it does a story line up, it does the story, you know, in a practical way line up. If I want a glass of water, can I find a faucet that has water that's coming out of it? Can I turn it on? You know, it's all very practical. It's a story that has got stages to it. When the masculine finally gets to the point where it's like, I don't know all the answers, and it sort of sits back a little bit, but it's still got shadow work to do, because it will dip and dive into, yes, I do, I know all the answers, and then it'll go, no, I actually don't, because it's going to get slapped down. Every time it thinks it knows all the answers, it's going to get slapped down. That's literally why those that are in charge at the moment, that are working with the masculine energies of trying to program people with the masculine energies, are getting shut down. Everything that they try to push over humanity is going to get slapped back at them, because it's not in alignment with the soul or the essence of source energy, which is held within that feminine side of us. So we've got this thing where the feminine are now done the shadow work, and we're in a waiting game, and they're telling me, if you're more feminine based, the best thing you can do at the moment is to just send out love to the masculine in your life. Anyone that's more masculine orientated, they might be going through some stuff that's pretty and just send some love out to them. And I know they probably would have hurt you in the past or whatever, but if you send more love out to them, it's more likely that they're awakened. And what you're waiting for is for the masculine to wake up, because it's only when the masculine wakes up that the feminine can really truly ground the creation that we want to ground on this planet, and create this whole new world where we're no longer taking the information from the rules and all of that was held in the masculine mind of, it has to be done this way. It's released enough for it to listen to the feminine. It's awoken the feminine. They're bringing me to fairy tales where the knight in the shining armor kind of kisses the sleeping beauty or whatever. Well, when she awakens, he has to deal with her, right? He has to listen to her. He has to understand her. She was put to sleep by the masculine overtaking, and now it's time for him to listen to her. So there's going to be new relationships, bases of new relationships opening up here as well. Hey, Bailey, enough. I might have to put Bailey upstairs when I do these lives. I was just trying it out. I don't know how much you can hear either. So yeah, that's kind of happening at the moment. We're in this more feminine based people are in a void of what's happening. I feel like just sitting here. I don't feel like doing anything. It's not really time for action at the moment, because we're waiting for this masculine to awaken properly and now open their hearts to the feminine side. And this goes on within our own psyche. So the more you can rebalance that within yourself, okay, my masculine is now looking for, how can I recreate? How can I ground this story? There's a new story that's coming up from the imagination. It's been like, and it's a magical story. I mean, things don't have to be in sequence anymore. It doesn't have to be like a practical line of a story where You know, you walk to the faucet, you get your glass of water and all of that, you sit down. It can actually be through the feminine waking where we can manifest in real time. This is where the gifts come up. We can manifest, we can learn to teleport, we can learn to do all these things. It just doesn't make sense to the logical mind, but it is capability within humanity's consciousness when we find balance. If the masculine says, I don't know how this story is evolving, but I trust the feminine. I trust that they have a power that I do not know about. So you can see how the relationships are going to change, where when we come in alignment with a more masculine person that's been trying to, push all of their stories over us, and you have to do it this way because it's the only way it works, where the feminine are now rising and saying to the men, I'm just going to break it up that way. You could be more masculine, more feminine. It doesn't make any difference to me, but more masculine in the relationship. The feminine are now saying to the men, bringing in a new story, and the men are going to have to really fold back. Let the feminine come forth with a whole magical story of how this. In other words, the feminine is saying, let's just hold vibration. Let's just feel into what that feels like. Let's imagine, use our imagination for the benefit of ourselves to create the new story. And sit with this for a bit with me. If you sit with it for a bit with me, you might come up with practical playing field ideas for us to actually bring it in that might not be so-called magic, but at least it's in alignment with the soul. And then there could be a shift with the feminine saying, I can help too, because I can bring in the synchronicities and the frequency alignments with the right people and that sort of thing. So there's this whole adjustment that's happening where we're no longer looking outside ourselves to create only. We're also bringing in frequency alignment of who we are, the power of how we feel, what we really truly deserve. And this is what the work that the feminine has been doing. Shedding off all the illusions that we weren't worthy enough to stand in our truth or our essence or our power. It's going to change up the story completely. So yeah, at the moment with this awakening that's happening, if you're more feminine based, you'll be waiting, but send out love. Keep practicing with the show me more synchronicities and stuff like that. Ask if you want to enlighten a gift of yours. Like I've been now thinking of starting up telekinesis again. I haven't thought of that for a while, and also more telepathy. I am starting to become more telepathic myself. It's just happening. And I think it's because my logical side is finally releasing enough for that to happen. But then the logical side or the masculine has to find out, well, now what's my power? I thought I was to control everything. And no, you're not to control everything. You are here to support the magical stories. You are here to support what the soul really, truly desires, not just trying to fit into an outside world. Okay, I want to pull the cards and see what else happens. And we will open up the chat bar for some free chat bar readings. I mean, I'm not sure who will turn up because it's a different time, but let's see how it goes. So yeah, the story of the awakening at the moment and why we're feeling like we're feeling. Okay, we have two cards that's popped out. We have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. I am going to turn it up. I'm going to turn them up right today. Okay, so for some reason they're saying 9 minus 5 equals 4. You're in a standstill position. So this is actually like... yeah, because 4 actually means grounding, but it also means it can also mean a waiting game as well. 4 of Swords in this place of meditation or staying where you are and just readjusting yourself. But I'm also seeing the demise, like the lady's holding her hand up, but there's this beautiful owl that's flying towards her, which to me is spirit, is benevolent beings. There's wisdom coming towards, and stepping out of the victim feelings. So I see. So stepping out of victim feelings so that you can actually receive the messages. You're not going to be able to receive these beautiful messages if you are too busy feeling sorry for yourself. So try to readjust yourself and align yourself through this moment to not fall into victim too much. I mean, even before this, I accidentally clicked on something which brought me back to when I was with my last partner, and I felt something, and then I'm like, no, not going there, because it's not in alignment with me. I need to step out of being a victim, and oh, poor me, I wish that worked, I wish things turned out better, and all that sort of stuff. Now I'm like, it's not the truth, it's not the reality. I need to stop and stop going into that vibration of feeling sorry for myself, because I want to hold more love frequency and to help awaken even the past relationships, people that have been very masculine in my life, because I tend to bring in a very masculine based person, because I'm very feminine. And so that's another thing to readjust yourself with and understand what's really going to be good for you. Somebody that's more awoken. So yeah, if you can imagine a world where there's a lot of females that have kind of done the shadow work and awoken, and now just sitting there going, now what? Can we ground this energy and create a new story beyond what they are telling us on the TV and the news and all of that? Can we ground this new story, really, really, truly ground it? And then we're like, well, we kind of need the other half of us, which is the masculine side, to agree to this grounding of this magical story. And the masculine's like, oh my God, I just realized I've been shutting out something that could shift the story. And I've been sitting here in misery and feeling sorry for myself because I'm not I've been going around in circles, because the masculine can only just grab from the past, project, and pull into the future the same story from the past, because it doesn't know how to shift the story. That's the feminine side. So it's now sitting there waiting, and then it's like, I need to shift my story. So it's going through the shadow work itself. It's trying to do the thing that it did in the past, and it's not working, and it's slapping back in its face, which shows up a mirror, which means that, oh my God, I can't keep doing that to myself or to other females in the feminine energy. Yeah, and so we've got this wait. It's just this waiting game that's happening at the moment, but it is coming through. We've got the Page of Wands. So he's on his head, very masculine, kind of a new, like if you see the masculine as this Page of Wands on its head, that's really where it's at the moment. It's trying to figure out how to readjust itself, to align itself to be able to ground or do action from a new way of thinking, a whole new way of thinking, because it needs to let go enough to allow this new crazy ass wonderful story that's full of magic and it's like, huh? I've never allowed a story like that to come in, because I would look crazy. But then if the masculine looks out into the real world at the moment, everything looks crazy anyway. So it's kind of given us an opening with this whole crazy events and everything happening, to be yourself, to be authentically you, which could be a little bit crazier than what it was in the past. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. Okay. Yeah, so there is a big readjustments happening. Okay, they're telling me by the end of the year, coming into the next year, by the end of this year, it will really start to settle, where the masculine's now going to go, oh, I don't need to make those great big corporations and everything to look really good. I don't need to feel like I have to do all of that, and really belt down the, and knock down the feminine's essence. I need to stand back and watch the feminine power come in with its magic, and then there will be an agreement of, and a discussion, a communication within ourselves of what do we really want to ground here that's aligned with our soul, not aligned with somebody outside of us that told us that we should be doing it that way. The soul is the thing that's going to be guiding us now, not somebody outside of us. And so we all become divine leaders within our own right of creating our own story. That's where we're leading to. That's the awakening. We're all learning to become divine leaders of our own right, to create our own story. We're no longer being the ones that are dictated to by another breed or another being out there or whatever, or another human that thinks that they can trample all over you with deception. So that's the other thing that we'll start to connect to. I talk about telepathy and language starting to connect. The separation within ourselves is going to unite. We are going to be the bridge. We're going to see the bridge as a void within us. And they're talking about the corpus callosum that runs through the center of the brain, and it connects as a bridge for both hemispheres to be able to work together. Now, both hemispheres has essences of both within it as well, because they're showing me the yin-yang symbol with the two dots. Nothing can be completely one without the other, but they are showing me just to separate it in that respect so that we can get a kind of alignment, because we need to bring together the thing that was separated. And so we have to kind of find a way of doing that. And that's why I always bring up feminine, masculine. Somebody else could say, they could do the same story as me and say an outer and an inner. What else could it be? There can be different ways of looking at it. I think the universe and the living on the earth. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, see here, this is exactly what I was talking about. Six of Pentacles. We need to receive and to receive and to give. And both sides, the masculine needs to let their guard down enough now to trust the feminine power, which is going to bring in the magic and shift the story. And the feminine needs to let their guard down a bit to be able to realize that they can receive, and that they can trust the masculine to stand by and listen to them now. We're standing up for ourselves, not through fighting. We're standing up through ourselves through love. And that's going to make a bit of a difference as well. So you might find that as you receive, you might give and then receive. And you're going to see they're showing me the different value of that. It's not just monetary value. So if you're in a relationship and one has a lot of money and then one has a lot of emotional maturity, then that switch can be like, oh, well, I'll physically help you because I can physically house you. And the other person's like, well, I'm more feminine. I can emotionally nurture you and teach you how to emotionally nurture yourself. And the other is like, I'll physically help you in a physical way and also teach you how to physically help yourself. So there's this collaboration that's happening where it's a different relationship. And they're showing me ship as in the ship movement, like a ship that's going on a journey. If it's a one-sided ship, then we'll keep going round and round in circles because there's only oars on one side of the boat, and that's the power. We've got the power, and it's what the masculine's been doing, and we've just been taken round and round and round in circles. Masculine needs to let go of some of those oars and hand them over to the feminine power, who has this magical land that they're trying to ground from the soul's aspect of understanding that humanity is way more than what they've been taught in the logical sense. hand those oars over, give them something to be able to feel stable in this world, for the feminine to be able to now row together with the masculine. Now we are going forward. Now we are moving in a way that is conducive to an evolutional spark of consciousness that's going to shift everything in humanity's journey, humanity's creation on earth. We're going to realize we're in balance with ourselves, and that warring zone that happened was happening within us, and that's why it was projected out of us. So all the wars and so forth will fall once we start to realize our inner balance, because now we're taking advice from our soul. We're not taking advice from somebody outside of us that's telling us all these rules and so forth. Our soul is connected to, is an essence of source energy, which is God, source energy. Like we are now being guided by God. That's if you want to put it that way. We're now being guided by our true self. But you can't be guided by that unless you let go of some of this power, masculine power, and thinking you knew all the answers. Hey, Annika. Very good. Okay. What else have we got here that's coming through for the messages of the awakening that's happening right now? Take your time with this through till the end of the year. If you're feminine, you know, just keep on readjusting your life to more happiness, more happiness. Just keep on shining your light and holding the love vibration. Try to stay out of the victimization. You've done enough of that. And then if you're more masculine, just release and be open to unbelievable, the magic that can happen in your life. Just release a bit, enough for something magical to come into your life, and then you're more likely to meet each other at that point. So there's going to be, they're showing me next year, a lot of partnerships that are going to start forming by the end of this year and next year. Partnerships of the true essence of someone who knows the feminine, the true essence of someone who knows the masculine, finding it within themselves, and then meeting in the middle, and then starting off this whole new journey. And they're showing me them walking off into the sunset holding hands. Finally, we're not at war with each other. And so if we're not at war with each other, then we are definitely going to create. They're bringing me to when I did the vision quest, when I was taught that, you know, I came from a warring zone in the vision quest, and this really incredible dream. And the vision quest is all set up, no eating or anything like that for 3 days and so forth. And we had a really specific diet, lost a lot of weight, probably should do that one again. No sugar whatsoever, no root vegetables, because we're vision questing. There's a whole heap of other things that have to happen. I'm not telling you them all. And then in this vision quest, I had this very, very, very powerful dream where I entered a cave, but I was crawling out from the warring zone. And that was happening within my psyche. I was warring against myself. And I wasn't allowed to go through to these new worlds that we are going to create, into the new dimensions, into the spark of the essence of the pineal gland, releasing DMT to be able to navigate these different dimensional spaces that we have the capability of doing, unless I come from a balanced mind. But because I was who I was, the elder that was going to kill me straight off with no questions asked ended up letting me through, because I was one of a messenger to be able to help you guys navigate this as well. And this is what we're doing. We are coming back into alignment of our true essence of ourselves, but it's a process. It's not going to just be an overnight kind of thing unless it was your soul's contract to be an overnight. But that would be very a full-on experience. They're bringing me to when I did a talk in New York, and there was a beautiful soul that was sitting there. The energy was very, 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 very high. And because I was at ground zero doing this presentation in New York, and because the energy was so high, because I was holding a very strong feminine receptive energy, and I was sitting at ground zero, which is a very logical based place, where, you know, New York, very logical. And I was holding that same energy with the masculine energy that was grounded there, to be able to bring through the messages of that day, but also to be able to shift. There was an energy vibrational shift on Earth herself, with Earth herself. And one of the ladies, she just couldn't handle it. It was just a normal talk. If you really want to go see it, I do have it up on my YouTube. But she just write in Bobby New York presentations, and you'll see a couple of them come up. But she just popped. And I knew she was going to pop. I could tell she was going to pop, like pop as in spewed. She popped. I mean, it was just too much. So if you were going to go through this awakening very quickly, it could be almost like taking ayahuasca. And then you spew, because you're like really meeting that soul essence that you've been denying yourself of, and it's just the logical mind just cannot handle it. So the physical body literally squeezes and just goes, and you end up throwing up. But if you were doing this in a gradual way, like we are, and we're kind of going back and forth, sort of thing. Bailey wants to come up. Then we will end up slowly going through these awakenings, one after the other, and each one has a process where, okay, I need to rest. And so the feminine's done a lot of work, shadow work, the feminine side of us, and the ones that are holding a lot of feminine, we've done a lot of shadow work, and it's just time to just relax and rest and just sit in this energy of the void, because it's in the void where we're going to create. But we need to meet the masculine counterpart within our own psyche, whether that is that you're going to end up with a man in your life, or whether it is that your actual, your relationship you're in starts to gel more, or whether it is that you've decided you're going to do this on your own and you've found it within yourself. You've got enough balance within yourself to do it on your own. It's all up to you and your soul and your story. So there's no wrong or right of how this works as we go along. But it's got to come from a balance. And and so then you'll be sitting in a void waiting for that masculine energy within yourself, the logical side, to say, I know now how to help ground the new story. And the new story has nothing to do with somebody else telling you that you are little, and that you are pathetic, and that you are a victim, and that you should do as they tell you. It's got nothing to do with that. That's the old story, right? That's what we're letting go of. But we have the Ace of Swords that's just come up while I was chatting about that. Oh my gosh. Look at the two eagles. That's just so representing exactly what I was just talking about. The two eagles now finally coming together. I know that you are a magical person, and I want to help ground it. So it's from the masculine message. I know you are magical, and I want to help ground it now. I want to ground this new story. It's a crazy ass story. It's a cool story. It's really adventurous story. It's magical. It's like something I don't quite understand, but I want to help ground it now. And the feminine energy will be like, I know my true power now. I know I've been hiding my power in a victimized scenario of myself. It's time for me to stand in my power more, but also to see the necessariness of the masculine to ground it into a physical world, into a physical form. So I need to look at my logical self and everything that I've learned in this logical mind and memory bank of this life. How can I ground it in this reality, in this moment? So that's letting go enough to say that the masculine has the power to be able to ground it. The feminine has the power to be able to shift the story and bring in the magic. So then we will open ourselves up to all these other different gifts. That's so cool. I love that. Okay, I'm going to get a different deck here. Let's see how we go. What a card, right? Sky. Yeah, it's a perfect card. And they're showing me the crown at the top here. Look, it's the crown at the top, and they're saying, see the crown at the top? It's it's not just gold and, you know, the metal. It's also organic. It's also a plant. It's a crown of us meeting gold and or grounding our own essence of gold into the land and onto the land. We are the gold, and we are grounding ourselves onto the land. We are connecting again to the natural world. We are coming in sync with the natural world again. We've been so out of sync with the natural world. That's why we ended up, you know, enslaving them as we enslaved ourselves, enslaving animals as we enslaved ourselves, penning animals up and controlling them as we penned our own mind up and controlled itself. Everything has been a mere reflection if you look out into how we have reacted with the nature of things, not listening to the wisdom of the old oak tree. We're just chopping it down and using it for wood. We're not listening to that feminine's wisdom, where we could have gained a lot more understanding about ourselves from the oak tree to be able to instigate a whole new reality of manifesting things through our own energy, and asking the plants to grow a certain way or to be in alignment with a specific energy, that field that we could literally create through the light of ourselves. And yes, it's see how crazy the story is going to sound to the masculine mind. There'd be a part of you that's like, oh, that sounds way too crazy. But this is the alignment of, we would never have held it within ourselves. The imagination is nothing to poo-poo. It's holding the magic within ourselves. What you can imagine can be in existence, but it has to have that alignment with the masculine, not poo-pooing it anymore. At least if it doesn't understand, to release and let go for the feminine to bring it through, or the soul to bring it through, or the imagination to bring it through. Okay, see what comes up with this deck. So we have one card come through, pleasure. This is definitely for the feminine side of ourselves, because this lady is holding a cat, and the the kittens and the cat and the bubbles are all very feminine. So the feminine side of ourselves needs to seek its own pleasure. I hope you can still hear me over that barking. Sorry, guys. Yeah, a new creation, but through, you know, we don't want to create something that's like going to give us more hard work, and we want to create something that's going to be an easy breezy, beautiful, pleasurable life that we feel relaxed. We don't feel stressed, that sort of thing. We want to just feel good about it. You know, I'm not saying that there's never going to be tension in your life, but then tension will start to fall away. Even if circumstances happen, you won't see it the same way. You won't feel so guilty. You won't feel so in fear. You won't feel so angry, because you've got the stability of your logical mind going, I know that this was meant to be now, because that what happened outside of me happened for a reason or a purpose, for me to show myself something. And the feminine will also be able to be in its power, saying, okay, we can't shift the story if we're in guilt, and we can't shift the story if we're in anger. We can only shift the story if we're in a void, in a place of just stillness, which means present moment awareness. Well, priorities coming up. Showing me these candles that are lit in around here, like, and the water is parted, like the emotions are stilled, enough for you to light the fire, and then sing the vibration. So there's a vibrational feel about this. She's touching this bowl, and it's kind of like feels like this is what we can do. We can literally, you know, part the emotions, light the fire, do our own simple ceremonies that feel good for us. to get us into a frequency. And that could be anything. Like that could be my ceremony is every day. You know, it could be anything. I make sure that I watch programs that are feeling really good. Or it could be an actual, you know, going into meditation, lighting a candle, having specific herbs around you or whatever, as in a witch kind of a spell or something like that. It could be sitting in a copper triangle. It could be anything, but it could also be I'm just going to surround myself with beautiful imagery of different pictures on my wall. I'm going to take down the pictures that don't resonate with my soul now. I'm going to shift my outside reality to feel as that I want to bring in, of what I want to bring in. And then we have opportunities. So I like how this is pleasure, priorities, and then opportunities come in, because we're moving through the happiness of ourselves, we're prioritizing our happiness, and then we end up bringing in the opportunities. The spark of consciousness is within you, and it's within each and every one of us. It's always been the decisions that you make, the choices that you make. You make different choices, the universe bends to those different choices. You decide you're not playing that game anymore that was played in the past, you make different choices. So then within those different choices, the universe will bend, it will vibrate to what you have decided. You have empowered yourself with a decision of how your life is going to move now. Yeah, it's really interesting. Like just recently, I've seen an up-leveling of my reality where I've been buying fluoride-free water for a long time now. And right at this moment where I'm just releasing the whole game of it all, I haven't even been thinking about it much. All of a sudden, for the first time, we actually get news that Brisbane is going to stop with fluoride in their water. So I'm so rapt about that coming into my reality, and I'm holding it there for it to really happen. Like it's been said that it is happening. So yeah, see what I mean? We create our reality. We don't know completely. The logical mind thinks that it has to have a story, a linear story, but honestly, the universe is made up of many, many different frequencies bumping into yours and merging with yours. And if you align yourself with the will of yourself, saying what you really, truly want, that is the true awakening. That is the understanding that you always had the power within you. Then all of those bubbles of realities that were in alignment with your warring within yourself are starting to fall away. You're now trusting yourself and the fullness of who you are and making new decisions. You're coming into new decisions, and then the universe shifts towards you and creates different stories. Okay, is there anything else that wants to come? I think these cards want to give a message. Hey, Ethereal Moonlight, good to see you. And Mr. Sabaku, good to see you in the chat bar. I'll open the chat bar any minute now. I'll just take this up, this Oracle cards message, and then I'll open the chat bar for free chat bar readings. So yeah, hang in there, guys. It is happening. You are doing the work. You're doing really well. Pat yourself on the back. Have little celebrational modes. Like do that as well. Like go out and have little parties for yourself. If you're on your own or if you're with your partner or whatever, go and have little celebrations. And like you've come so far. It's working. This is happening. We are changing the reality. I mean, I wouldn't be here saying this unless we were. There's many of us that are starting to see the light. So just surround yourself with as much beauty and promise as you possibly can. Okay, message from this oracle deck that wanted to come through, please. For the awakening. Do we need all of those? Okay, a whole heap fell through here, so I'll go through them really quickly and then I'll open the chat bar. So we have ancestors, So there's going to be a lot more. This ancestors, those that are beyond the veil, that have passed over. The veil, they say, is thinning. It's because we are starting to become more channelers until it work with our telepathic understanding of being able to receive messages through feelings and frequency. So that means it's thinning the veil between those that are past and those that are alive. And that means that communication can happen even more so. You're not going to have to go to a medium to be able to receive these messages. When you've done the work, you will be able to receive these messages yourself. So, and then we have mindfulness, which is the stillness of oneself. Is definitely, like, you have to come into that stillness of oneself to be able to really understand who you are, the essence of who you are, to be able to move forward with this. And that means whenever something comes up that could make you feel guilty, something that comes up and make you feel a bit, angry or whatever, really focus yourself now into just quietening your mind and going, it's okay. Ask for the story to be shown to you from an observer point of view so that you can get the full bearing of why this has happened to you, and then ask to help shift. If you can ask your ancestors and so forth to help you shift the story. Relaxation, which I do get a lot of at the moment, like just chill and, jump in your hammock and just have some time to yourself at the moment. You've done a lot of work. Then we have connections, which I'm not surprised that's come through. And then the goddess of dreams. So connecting to the goddess of dreams, how beautiful is that? Look at that. Because the goddess of dreams is your soul, your feminine side now being awoken. Finally, the masculine is seeing that there is something there. It doesn't understand it, but there's something there that can be of power to shift our story and bring through magic and all of that. There's a power there that it's been denying. It's been telling it off. It's been saying, I don't want to listen to that, and that sort of thing, which brought in the warring mind. So, yeah. Okay, guys, I'll open the chat bar now for those who want a free chat bar reading. I'm just going to quickly, I'll see that in a minute. I'm just, while you guys say yes, please, I'll just do this. Okay. Right. So we have Pleiadians. Ava. It's okay, babe. It's okay, Bailey. It's okay, Bailey. Okay, Ava. Ava. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles. I feel with you there's something that is wanting to shift with you. There's a feeling of wanting something new, and it's not quite happening. I think that they're waiting for you to make your firm decision or choice, make it from an empowered you to bring in more, Yeah, because we've got here a creator who's creating something new, and we have the two observers watching the creation. Even though the creation is made, if there's nobody to see the creation, it can't be really, it won't feel like much. So we need almost the observers as well. But there's something about you making a decision. I don't know why that's coming up, but hang on. I'm getting a bit sidetracked because I have a little puppy here that's whining. Two of Swords, though, in reverse, and Page of Swords. So I'm feeling there's a decision for you a will of self to step into more power. I think you need to step into more power of yourself. Take this time at this moment for your awakening to go, I need to make firmer decisions. I need to know who I am. And I'm coming from the love of myself, which is always going to be for the love of everything outside of me when I make these decisions. And then you will come more into more creative power for yourself. You start to feel like where you're actually going, the story or the journey, your life journey will start to become more in balance with creating for yourself. Because if we hold up, if we change a story, when we shift a story, if we always say it's for the benefit of not only ourselves, but everyone outside of ourselves, it's for all, and that is the mirror of that anyway, then we can make a really strong decision. And it could be a decision of, I need to cut that person off, or I need to make sure that I feel safe in this circumstance, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a so-called goody-good kind of a choice. It could be a power of how to look after yourself in the moment. But saying that it's for the benefit of all means that those that are here learning a lesson from you, because if they're always taking from you, when you say no to it for the first time and you stand up for yourself, then they have to go and look at themselves. They can't rely on you anymore. It's like shifting the story back to them to look at themselves. So I don't know why that story's come up, but it might be relevant, might not. Sorry, I was a little bit sidetracked because Bailey started to growl. Okay. Maybe that's part of it as well. Anyway, that's for you, Ava. Paula. Paula. Hey, Bailey, no. Paula. There is two dogs here. The other one's just really a lot older and quiet. Shh. Oh, they're going off. This isn't working. I'm going to have to do it somewhere else. Paula. Can you guys hear the dogs? Because they're going off. I just wanted to know. You're welcome, Ava. Paula. Paula's energy. Okay, yours fell on the floor. You're in there. Just maybe things aren't moving for you at the moment. Just sit and contemplate at the moment. It's okay to be in a contemplative energy, because you know what they're showing me? They're showing me Star Wars. And they're showing me when there was one of the masters, Obi-Wan or something, and he was waiting to get up and take action. It was actually to fight something, but I don't feel like you're going to fight anything after this. But he was waiting for these. There was like a puzzle thing where sort of energy was coming down to chop them up and stuff like that, and he was waiting for this pattern to evolve so that he could walk through it. So I think that you just need to trust yourself enough to rest. Sometimes our logical mind feels like it needs to be doing something in order to get prepped for the next stage. But your feminine side is saying, no, just rest and relax. When it's time to get up, you will know. It'll be very in your face when it's time to move again. So just take this time at the moment to just chill and relax. And that can be, that's pretty much going with the message of the general reading as well for everyone. Okay, who have we got? Athara, hey, I'm doing good, actually. I've been so looked after. I have no stability in my life whatsoever, but throughout the whole year, I have been looked after. If I look back, I just go, wow, I can't believe that I've been looked after so well. And yet I have no stability, no home, no partner, no nothing. It's just really funny how it's working out. It's like, you need to trust us. We've got your back, and they really have. My guides have got my back. Okay, Athara, enough about me. Athara V. I think that you said yes. You've just said, how are you doing? If you want a reading, just say yes, because I need to know that you're fine with me reading for you. Yes, we can hear Bella, hear the dog. Bailey sounds just like Bella. Shh. Enough. Okay, so I'll go on to the next one. Whoever said yes, please, just so I know that your soul's fine with me reading for you. Hi, Ethereal Moonlight. Christina. Christina. They might calm down as they get used to me talking to you guys. I think he's barking a lot because I'm talking to nobody. Okay. Ethereal, wasn't it? Yeah, Ethereal Moonlight. No. Who was it that I was doing for? Christina. Sorry, Christina. Christina G. The chat bar is moving up too quick. Christina, please. Let's tap into the energy of Christina G. Okay, so Christina G, we have the Page of Cups come up. Ooh. I do believe, I'm getting the feeling that that a gift is coming for you. Universe wants to gift you something. So I'm getting that feeling that the universe wants to gift you something. So please be in receptive mode, I'm in receptive mode. I'm allowing this to happen. It could be because you have given a lot in the past and they want you to rebalance yourself with receiving and not feeling guilty about receiving, but also to align you up or to set you up for the next stage, because you need something to set yourself up for the next stage. And this could be something maybe you've been wishing for a while. It's not really showing up. So be open to it. Just release the whole trying and just be open to receiving, because it is coming through anyway. It's coming forward. It's coming through. See, he has a cup that's a cup of love, but it's got a fish in it, which to me is feeling like there's a gift coming for you. Okay, who else have we got? Mr. Sabaku, 78. Sabaku. Oh, yeah, crikey. I was very there. A journey. You've got the Six of Swords, but also on the other side of the coin we have the Four of Swords. Wow, that's so interesting. So you have one card that is like movement. And that flew over onto my right-hand side. And then we have on the left-hand side, staying still. So the right hand to me is more of a logical side. So the logical side's asking for movement, and the feminine side is asking to just stay still. So you might be really coming into this balance because it's so opposing, like opposites. So logically, yeah, I'm feeling like it's time to shift your story. Like just, realize that it doesn't have to always play that way. You got your life review. Look at yourself as a life review and say it doesn't have to always play that way. And then with the feminine, it's like there's magic coming for the masculine to come into play here. It's coming from a stillness of self. So yeah, I'm really feeling you are, whether you're actually going to travel or move or something physically, but they're wanting you to stay still in the moment while you're doing this. It's kind of, they're bringing me to all the movement that I've had. I've had house sit after house sit after, and I've had to learn to really be present and living in the moment to do all of this, because I'm empathic, and all these new energies are coming and going and coming and going and coming and going with me. So I'm feeling with you, there might be some movement for you to deal with empathically coming up before the end of the year. As your awakening happens, you might decide, I need to move. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that for you. Who else have we got here? Definitely hear the dogs. I am so sorry. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find, I don't know, another space to do it. And it's a bit difficult. Or we just have to put up with the dogs for a month. I don't know. All is one. All is one. You have the Ace of Wands. A new decision. Action is, this is an action card, but I'm feeling the fire within you. The fire within you is going to create something new. You're finally going to go with the will of self. That's it. I've had enough. We're scrapping it all. We're starting again. And it's going to be brought into action, because the wands is to do with actual physically grounding things as well. I mean, the pentacles is a grounding, but the wands I always see as action. I'm taking up my wand. I'm actually moving this. I'm making this happen. So there could be a will within yourself that's just going, that's it. I'm just going to make this happen. Too bad about how sad about everything else, because this is where my soul needs to go, and I need to do this for myself. Okay, that was for all is one. You're welcome, Paula. Sister Narita. Hi, do my angels think I've made the right decision today with my situation with my boyfriend? Okay, let's pull a card for you on that, your decision. Well, that one wanted to come out, and it kind of got caught in my hand. So I can see the indecisiveness of you with this decision, because when I shuffled the cards, it stayed in my hand like that. I put it down on the ground, obviously. Knight of Swords, moving forward, yes. To me, this is just move, just do it, just go for it. I hold the truth within myself. I'm ready to move. I'm ready to go forward with this, whatever this is. So yes, I do feel that's a, but I can feel the indecisiveness with it being held in my hand. Be aware of your body through this. You might get feel out of balance a bit, because you're finally making a decision from the will of yourself, and your body's not used to you doing that. So it might feel a little, you might get a pain or something. Just come back and relax. If you feel any sort of niggles or whatever within you, just and take some deep breaths and relax, and just relax. It's okay. Yeah, just heads up with that one, because I don't want you to come out so out of balance that your spine gets a little squiff and you end up with a sore back or something like that. Okay, Zen. By that one, a card popped out, just flew out. 10 of Cups in reverse. You're definitely wanting to see something come into fruition. You're wanting the happy family and everything to go. Like you've got, I do believe you've already set out in your imagination. I know what I want now. I know what I want. And it was in reverse. So it was like it hasn't actually fully manifested into your reality, but just hold the vibe of knowing what you want. It will come through. You will shift the perception of it, or reality of it will shift to an upright position for you, and you will see everything start to fall into place. But it's coming from within you, obviously, like it always should. And they're asking me to get another card. So 3 of Cups, look at that. You're filling your own cups now. Look, you're filling your own cups to be able to create the 10 of cups. It's like when you start to fill your own cups, the 10 of cups will be filled. You know what's best. Okay. Who else have we got? You're welcome, Mr. Sabuku. And all is one, you're welcome. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you. Okay. Nicole. Nicole, we have a whole heap that's come through, so I think you're going to go through quite a big movement, like a big shift or a big change, because the first one is the Tower card. So this is a big change. We have the Two of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Look at all those pentacles. Okay, so there's a decision that you're going to make with the Two of Wands, and the decision of I'm going to take that, I'm going to move with this, I'm going to take this idea and I'm going to put it into action. And then with that, you start to ground everything. You start to ground everything, and it starts to show up in your actual physical reality as you becoming the Queen of Pentacles in the end. So yeah, there might be like a moment in your mind of, F it all, excuse my language, I've had enough. I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to choose my path. I'm going to choose a path that's right, that is lining me up with a new adventure. And then you're going to start grounding. Being the Four of Pentacles turned in reverse, that is like you're no longer holding on to the misery, which is coming from a fear of a lack of. You're no longer looking at it like that. You're looking at it as in, the abundance is going to, I have worked for it, I have been working for it, and it is going to come into alignment. The harvest will come in, which would be the Eight of Pentacles, because I am the Queen of Pentacles. I know how to ground my own substance, my own stability now. I know how to ground it. Okay, guys, I think I'll leave it here with all these dogs barking, and I'll go back to them and give them a hug and stuff and figure out what's going on there and whether we can shift this. I don't know what I can do with this, but we'll see what we can do. They might get used to it. He literally knew what I was saying because he ran all the way from the other side of the lounge right up to me to jump up onto my leg. Yeah, you're trying to get up? You want to say goodbye? You say goodbye. Say bye-bye. Bye? You're going to say goodbye? Because I said I want to give them a hug. Next minute, boom, he's up here. Okay, so I will say goodbye here, and then we will come back with, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm definitely going to be live next week as per usual. That's a definite. So Tuesdays. And then we'll see what else happens around that. Oh, that's right. I have a new Codes to a New Reality on the YouTube, my new YouTube channel. I have a new one coming up, and it's about dismantling the fear. So hidden codes to dismantle the fear is what this one's called. And my AMAKEL school is going really well. If you want a one-on-one reading with me too, the link is down below. Just go and it's all in Australian dollars. So anyway, I'll leave it here, guys. Love you. Bye.